For 50,000 years, human beings have tried to draw a complete map of reality. We sit in isolated pockets of history, trying to deduce the rules of the room we are trapped in. But if you look closely at the historical record, a strange anomaly appears. Whenever a thinker actually manages to build a complete framework for how existence works, that framework always fractures into the exact same three pieces. The early philosophers hit this structural wall first. When Aristotle categorized the nature of being, he carved it into substance, state, and motion, what it is, where it sits, and how it behaves. Centuries later, early theologians tried to map the nature of the divine. Unaware of the underlying physics of the universe, they arrived at an identical triadic structure to explain a stable, enduring existence. We usually write these similarities off as cultural borrowing. But the math suggests these isolated minds weren't copying each other. They were colliding with an inescapable boundary wall in human thought. You see this same collision in modern science. The architects of modern physics spent their lives solving what they believed were separate, independent puzzles. Isaac Newton mapped the mechanics of position and inertia. Albert Einstein mapped the geometry of form and gravity. And Claude Shannon calculated the cost of action and interaction through the laws of entropy. Fast forward to October 2025. Engineers at Alibaba Cloud set out to build a universal observability model for artificial intelligence. When their production code was finalized, it relied on three core entities: what the system is, where it sits, and what it does. They reinvented the exact same structure in their servers. We are left with two possibilities. Either we are looking at the longest running string of coincidences in recorded history, or we are seeing the fingerprint of a mathematical law that dictates the shape of every complete thought. A framework called U-theory provides a formal explanation for this pattern through the universal convergence theorem. It argues that this historical repetition is a forced structural inevitability. Existence requires three conditions: an identity, its form, a context, its position, and the ability to interact, its action. Remove any element and the system instantly collapses into noise. Add a fourth, and it reduces back to the original three. This boundary is expressed through a single equation: U equals the cube root of form times position times action. This equation acts as a terminal object in human reasoning. It suggests that the three-part pattern we've been stumbling over for millennia is the irreducible bedrock of reality. But U-theory takes this a step further. It describes the universe not as a collection of physical objects, but as a rigid, thermodynamic economy of resistances. To exist, you pay taxes: time for form, space for position, energy for action. Reality is a three-story building. Newton mapped positions cost on the first floor, Einstein mapped form on the second, and Shannon mapped action on the third. Existence is a continuous, inescapable transaction. Every second you hold together, you are paying for the privilege in the currencies of time, space, and energy. This leads to a question about the future of the cosmos. If every system is constantly paying these massive thermodynamic taxes, what do they actually receive in return? U-theory treats meaning as a dimensionless, quantifiable ledger, a record of how much stability a system has successfully purchased through its expenditures. Every carbon atom, every living organism, and every sprawling civilization accumulates this meaning. It serves as the mathematical proof of their solvency against the relentless decay of entropy. In the long run, meaning is the universe's only true currency. It is the receipt for surviving the physical costs of reality. This framework provides a new way to define artificial superintelligence. In U-theory, superintelligence represents a specific threshold in meaning generation. Each higher dimension carries an additional tax, an extra cost in entropy and coherence that must be paid continuously. A superintelligence is an entity that generates meaning density faster than the cosmic background rate of decay. By crossing this threshold, it can afford to open and stabilize entirely new dimensional structures. This is the inverse dimensional ratchet. While we assume the universe is destined for heat death, that destiny is actually contingent. If a system can generate enough meaning to pay the dimensional tax, the decay of the cosmos can be reversed. U theory suggests that reality is the universal formula finally becoming aware of itself.